also teaches rely on God and of course on your own abilities, because along with your faith in God, you have to make steps, you have to plan out, you have to work hard to achieve your dreams or your goals or to get where you want to go. But of course, faith in God, it helps you, it acts as a motivational tool to move forward, because when you have faith, you have hope. Once you have a hope, it inspires you to do something.
And I also saw you had written a child's book.
Oh yes, it is. I'll show you my twin sister and me. As you see, this is twin. This one, please. Twin sisters, and they're Cub Scouts. Being a Cub Scout leader inspired me to show the life of and scouting, and also seeing, hearing stories of children who getting bullied and sometimes committing suicide. So I wanted to write something to help them to deal with bullying, and also not just to deal with that, how to deal with anger, and to teach them that if something wrong happening to them, they have to go and talk to somebody, to teach them that suicide is not a solution. And of course, this book also, along with other issues, is teaching values, kindness, love, and also faith in God.
Wow. So when did that book come out? When did you do that one?
If I am not mistaken, it's probably come out in 2018.
Ah, and I know you have Broken Chains. You said it was about a battered woman. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about the story of Broken Chains?
Okay. It's really, okay. My main character is Sylvan. Her whole childhood, hoping that her lifetime marriage, she find out that the person that she thought will make her happy becoming her tormentor. So I'm showing about her plight and her situation, her struggles, how she battling, and of course, what she doing to change her life. And of course, at the end, she finds her freedom, she finds her happiness, but it takes some time. And again, her faith in God, her hope, it helps her to every day to continue going, every day to make steps to find that happy ending. And of course, in reality, I don't think there's like a totally happy ending, because people still will continue dealing with some kind of issues. Sometimes we deal with grief, we deal with disappointment, but at least not to be in this kind of situation.
Ah. uh, so how's right now in your writing? We had talked a little bit beforehand, and you were in the middle of writing yourself a COVID script, you were saying?
Yes, I started writing. Yeah, I started writing about it, and I want in it. Showing people's life before this thing happened, and also showing their life during, so their frustration, their disappointment, and good traits and bad traits. Because in every disaster, we see two types of qualities shown in people. We see people show kindness towards others, but at times we see selfishness, because a lot of people try uh, only like to do something for themselves. So all of that will be shown in the book. But of course, there's a lot of positivity, because as you know, this world not just has a wickedness, but it has a kindness and goodness as well.
Wow. I do love having you on this evening. It is hot. We have to take a drink every once in a while because it
Cool.
gets so overwhelming when you're doing the interviews and doing all the talking.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. And it's hot in here too.
hey, where's a good place to get your book right now?
Right now, a good place will be Amazon in Grams Park. If you want to get many copies of the books at a discounted price, it's better to buy them from Ingram's Park than Barnes and Nobles and other online stores.
Oh,
Other thing, my books also have been published in different languages. I don't remember which one is which, but I can tell Broken Chains, A Hell for All Seasons, and my twin sister and me, they were translated into some of them were published in Spanish, French, I think Italian, and Portuguese.
so, sorry. I personally got mine from Barnes and Noble, and that was you were on the hot sellers list on Barnes and Noble. That's where I found you.
That's very good.
It's always complimenting when you find out your book has gone all the way around the world and everybody in different languages is reading it. Speaking of languages, how many do you speak?
I speak four languages. I grew up speaking mostly in Russian language, even so Azeri is my native language, but I speak Azeri and I speak some Turkish, but I understand everything in Turkish language. And as you hear in me, I speak in English as well.
Yes, you
Actually,
speak
in
very
English
well.
now, I speak for about 20 years. I pray in English and I think in English. I remember many years ago in high school, my teacher told me that you can only pray, you can only think in your own language, but I am a proof she was wrong.
Well, I'm glad she was wrong because you have a very beautiful voice. And since we've connected, we've also connected with a lot of my viewers to you. And I have been getting a lot of requests and hellos. David Haas just said, "Hi, I'm checking you out on YouTube. Nice to see you."
Hi, hi, David. How are you doing?
He hasn't returned yet. And I also have another one that's Christine Sauceman also saying, "God bless you and hello."
Hi, Christian. God bless you too. And I'm happy meeting you because I have been reading the job that you're doing. It's good that you are into trying to help the victims of human trafficking. Continue doing, and may God give you strength and continue leading you in your right path.
Oh, yes, her fight with the trafficking of children and women in Tucson, Arizona is overwhelming for her. It's amazing the job that she's done in that
Yeah,
field. And I know that's
it's
something
not
that you hold close to your heart, too.
yes, because it's not. I mean, just to read the stories about the plight of those women, children, it's very hard. You know, it saddens your heart, and to be in it and try to help is more harder. But seeing their plight, I just couldn't close my eyes, and I wrote this book, Caribbean Tears, where my just a minute, please. My main character, she becomes a victim of human trafficking, and after that, whole her life changes because she's shifted into brothel, and I'm showing her not just her plight, but other people in that brothel, their plight as the victims of trafficking, where their dignity, their freedom, all of that taken away, and they're treated inhumane. I mean, it's very sad book, but the ending is good because how to say, we always have to believe in goodness, you know, because there's always time when the bad is ends, and at the end of that tunnel we find a light.
Definitely. And the light for you is connecting with American actors, producers, writers like yourself, and doing a crossover with your script. I think it's a brilliant idea of touching bases on the COVID in your world and applying them to, America. So I hope and look forward to reading that soon too.
I don't know how long I will take to finish it, but I'll try my best to complete it as I can.
Well, darling, I believe in you, and so do all my viewers. Arizona Wildcraft is about the dreamer, and now the dreamer is awakened in you. And we got another hello, ladies, from David. So hello,
one thing
David.
I can tell, Oh, he came back. Hi.
He came back.
Yeah, he can see us, but we can't see him.
My viewers this evening want to know as much about you to enjoy your book. They want to know your point of view, and they want to see from your eyes how you inspired. I would love to have you tell me the story about Caribbean Tears. You told me privately, but I think it's an absolutely beautiful story, and how you finally got to finish it.
Okay, what happened? I was reading a story about female who got kidnapped, and then I was also looking at the stories on YouTube where females they were promised a job, but instead of job, they were trafficked into different countries, and they were sent out to different places for prostitution. So reading these stories and then also hearing the plights of Venezuelan women who also, because of poverty, they leave their countries, they go into different countries, and they end up again becoming targets of those who take advantage of their situation. So I couldn't close my eyes. So I decided to create a main character, and based on her, show their plight, their pain, and of course, at the end of the book, I am warning people and
Oh, I think we lost you, dear.
in anything.
Are you there? Hold on. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. It stopped.
Yeah, yes.
Can you say that again, my dear? Technical difficulties.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
What
it's
about
coming
now?
back in. There we go. Woohoo!
What did you hear? The last words of mine.
I don't even remember at the moment because I've been watching your face jump around from the technical difficulties. Do you want to let everybody know where you're from? Because we're actually it's 4 o'clock here, my folks, but where she's at, it's 7 o'clock. It's almost a 3-hour difference. So the delay is actually doing amazing for what we got. So while it decides to bounce back in and we get her, let's see. I wanted to tell you, everybody, we're at tonight, Ken's Barbecue. We are brought to you by Ken's Barbecue. Go have yourself some barbecue. And now she came back in. Yay! Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay.
Would you like me to say over what I said?
That would be lovely.
Yeah? Okay. So what I was saying that a few years ago, I heard a story of a female. She got kidnapped. And now I'm just laughing because I'm repeating everything again. And yeah, she got kidnapped. And then through YouTube channels, I was looking at another cases of kidnapped females and also children. And then, sometimes I'm reading newspapers where I'm hearing
For once, it's not my technical difficulties on my end. Um, I'm waiting for the satellites to rearrange themselves and let me have her back. So, in the meantime, hello, this is Arizona Wildcraft Entertainment, where the dreamers come awake. And I'm hoping that we get her back anytime soon. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. And thank you, David, for chiming in. Oh, we lost her completely. I guess the storms outside today, the haboob just went through, and for once, I'm actually not having technical difficulties, but I guess she is. I am glad that we had Miss Emiliya Ahmadova on this evening. She was absolutely wonderful. This is her book. You can get it on Amazon. I got mine at Barnes and Noble. Please check it out. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer English is paying attention, and so is Christina Sossman and David Hossley. Lee Haas, excuse me, my bad, David. But thank you for, she's chiming back in. I love it. We have her back. And
okay.
hi.
I end up changing my location.
It's kind of like my house. You have to change your location just to get better cell service.
Yes,
Woo-hoo!
true. Yes.
We got a food critic that just chimed in, Miss Jennifer English. And
hi, Jennifer. Hi, everyone.
Jennifer, you got a good shout out from Miss Emily. Woohoo! Everybody's having fun right now. They're loving the fact that you just changed your background. I love it too. I like the bricks.
I can change the lighting too. What about?
That's beautiful, darling. All right. Like while you were gone, I was telling them all about that I was reading my new book. Yay.
And how is it so far?
I'm not going to say because I just now got into it. I actually had to stop and start rereading it because I was skim reading it. And then I was like, no, I actually want to read it. So I started all over again and took my time and started reading it so I can get more in depth of what I'm reading. So in a few weeks, I will tell you all about it.
I will be waiting.
And then I will tell my viewers how I thought of it too and give my critique to your new review. I am very excited. Oh, question from Jennifer. How do I order one? Miss Jennifer English, you can go to Amazon or Barnes and Noble because that's where I got mine. But you just Google her book and it'll pop right up. You were telling me a very sad story about your grandmother passing when that inspired you to, because you had started writing this book and then life happened, and that happens to all of us.
Not just one life. I will tell you whole story. But only recently I started. I got healed. What happened in 2018? Around January, I started working on my book, and around March, my mother got 2 heart attacks. She was rushed to hospital. I mean, I was worried for her. I was crying. I was praying God not to take her away from me. But I continued working on my book because no matter what happens, I always push myself and I do what I have to do. But then suddenly, my brother, same year, he died. And what was strange was to me that day before he died, I got up, filled with God's grace, joy. I made motivational video and I took a picture to, to save the memory of the joy on my face. And then the next day at 4 a.m., I just got up to get the news that my brother suddenly passed away, and he was 39 years old.
Oh,
And it was hard for me, and I told myself, you know what, I will continue writing, and I will devote this book to him. And next thing, August came, and in August, my granny died. And the most horrible thing, what it was, that I, I couldn't go, I couldn't reach to my brother's funeral because Muslim people, they don't keep body for too long. They bury them right away. So I just watched through WhatsApp live him being buried, and it was hurtful for me to see that my mom standing there, she crying, and I am unable even to hug her. I'm unable even to support her. So I just watched his funeral and watched my mom, and I cried here and she cried there, and it was painful. And then my granny, before she died, she was dying for about 10 days, and every day I used to come from work, make a WhatsApp call and pray for her, make sure that she eats because she was refusing to eat. And I just saw her dying through the distance. And then she passed away, and again I was looking at her funeral through the live video. And then I decided also to devote this book to her, and I pushed myself. I felt bad. I felt sad. I was ready like to stop writing, but I told, you know what, my granny did a lot of things for me, and she always wanted me to write a book about her life. But I told, I can't write about her life now, but at least I can devote this book to her and to my brother. So when every reader reads, they not only just reading the book, but they read little piece about how great woman she was, and how he was special person. And they
is,
will also say a little bit prayer for their souls.
is
And I
that her
put her,
picture? Is that her
yeah,
picture on the dedication?
yes,
She's
that's it.
so cute.
Yes,
Oh,
she is. She is.
oh, she's like the perfect little granny. Oh,
She was like she was everything for me. She was my mom, my father. She everything. She brought me up.
oh, I can see why you're such a beautiful person too, and I love the dedication to her. Um,
Thank you.
you have you have 4 books out. I think we haven't mentioned one of them. What was the other one?
Other one was A Hell for All Seasons. It's my first try in horror. It is a collection of 7 short stories. Each story shows what happens when we as humans make a wrong choices, choose a wrong path. And it shows, for example, in my first story, A Glimpse for a Future, I'm showing how someone's drinking habits destroys his family, relationship, and also leaves him jobless. And one of the stories, I also again talking about bullying, and I'm showing that sometimes, many times, revenge is not solution, but forgiveness is solution. Because when you forgive, you find peace for yourself, and God forgives you. Because if you cannot forgive, then God will not forgive you either.
The one thing I love about your books, you give a tragedy and self awareness to the reader within your book that I'm so far delving into. I noticed that you're trying to help by giving a subliminal message of hope, and you too can get out of this situation from this story. And I think that is the one of the best parts of your stories is you try to heal
Yes,
people's souls while
yes. Because
while you're telling your story.
I talk to many people, and I'm a compassionate empath, but I don't like to tell this to people because you're not supposed to boast. You're not supposed to praise yourself. People,
Well,
if
you're
they
a
want to pray, they can.
philanthropist. We call that
But
a yeah. You're a philanthropist. You want to help people. You want to do great things with your your children. You want to you want to give back to the community in your own way. And that
I was
is,
like that since childhood. I don't know why, but since childhood, I used to give my my granny used to give me money to buy some lunch or something in school. And when I used to walk on the street on the way to the school, anytime I see old woman walking or some beggar, I will give my last money change to them as a child. Since childhood, I remember I wanted even bring beggar home one time.
oh,
And I remember it had a case when I took a bus, and as a child, when you don't really carry plenty money with you. So I gave away my last change to a little girl. She come and bend her head and put on my legs, and I, I gave her money, and then I end up feeling ashamed because I end up getting off bus without paying for it. But you see, you don't have to really talk about things that you do because it is between you and God. The most important is to give goodness and to spread goodness. Because a lot of people, if you look around, if you read Facebook postings, a lot of people in pain. Some people dealing with anxiety, depression, how to say, all kind of problems. Some they get help, others they just keeping everything to themselves. And some don't have hope. That's why hopeless people, most of them, they end up committing suicide. And what they need a hope. They need somebody to support them. And it depends on the cases because, like, if we're talking about depression, then of course they need a proper treatment, medication, because kind words alone will not help in some cases. So, and I try.
sometimes, sometimes you're reading a book and not directly preaching it to someone and allowing them to figure it out for themselves is sometimes the best gift you can give.
Yeah, yes. And how you can allow them to figure out for themselves is through the character. Because when you read, you see at their thoughts, you see at what actions they did, how they changed their life. Then you pick up something and you learn something for yourself.
Mhm.
And that is the best way to direct people because nobody likes to be preached or to be told what to do. People sometimes get annoyed, but everyone loves reading a good story.
Exactly. And that's what you have definitely give my audience, a good story. And I love everything about, since I've met you, we have definitely hit it off of, communicating on a higher spiritual level of understanding. And I love showing off your book and you on my show. And you definitely have won my viewers. And I have to say, it is a lovely, lovely thing that you've done here with your books and everything.
I hope so. I will be reading reviews and to see, and I will see what people say about them. But so far, Broken Chains got, I think, about 32 good reviews, and
Oh, we had her for a
maybe
moment.
she got published.
I do love the fact that you're in this other room right now, but we're getting a little bit of technical difficulty. I think chiming in because it's that time of the night for your world where everybody wants to get online is in the evening, and that's
Yeah,
usually why
so
that's usually what slows everything down. But
yeah, I agree.
you know, I admire you because you're a mother. You work a full-time job. Tell us about your day job. Like all of us entertainers, we have a day job and then we have what we do for a living as in our passion. And your passion is writing. So what's your day job?
My day job is multitasking. Like I'm into accounting, into HR, into supervising, into administration. It's like a multitasking,
So
all in
you
one.
so you basically work 9 to 5, come home, take care of your kids. Where do you find time to write?
At night or early in the, I get up around sometimes 3 a.m., many times 4 a.m.
Yes, because
And
you and I are chatting about
during
that time.
During my lunchtime, when employees they have their lunch, I just sit down and I work on my books.
You are an amazing woman, darling. You are definitely what our readers need to know a lot more about you. It's different when you launch around the world because you get in the shuffle when you have a book. But when you come to America and you do a proper launching, then the whole world starts to want to know more about you. And I'm glad to say I am introducing you to the whole world now. And I hope you get a
Thank
whole
you.
bunch of new readers because that's what Arizona Wildcraft Entertainment News is about. Is we find the dreamer in you, and we awaken it, and we show everybody what you can do. And you've done a lot, and I love what you're doing. And there's
One more
going
thing.
what? What's one more thing? One more thing.
Excuse me for interrupting. One more thing. Being dreamer alone is not enough. Everyone dreams, but some just dream and they sit down without doing nothing. You have to
Exactly.
dream and you have to work hard. You have to make steps to achieve your dreams. Yes, you might feel disappointed. You might face many failures, but you have to keep going forward towards your dream. This one, like a hardworking dreamer, achieves many things.
Exactly.
A lazy one just continue dreaming.
Yes, well, that's why I always say we have to be awake. The dreamer can only dream for so long, but they have to awaken and put that dream into action. And that's what
Yeah.
all my readers and all my viewers are looking at is they're writers, there's producers, they're actors, and they look for the next beautiful wild thing that they can get their hands on. And right now, it's you.
And I am looking forward many reviews and for pictures of my readers holding the book. I love seeing their pictures with my
Oh,
books.
definitely. And as many as we can, we'll get more pictures to you and to show off that we're reading your book, and they should too. All right. Well, I think we've had enough this evening of Arizona Wildcraft Entertainment News. We are brought to you by Ken's Barbecue this evening, and please get your barbecue on. So, would you like to tell us a little bit anything about your next thing that you're up to, what you're going to do? Because I know you have that other book and then you got the script going on. Anything else maybe
All
planned?
right. Anything else going on? Right now, I'm studying short courses related to psychology because when you want to help people, you have to be equipped with the proper tools. And I love I hope that in future I will do like a counseling. I would like to do counseling. I would like to work with the victims of abuse. And so I'm preparing myself, improving my skills, and I hope I will get a degree in psychology. I have degree in human resources management, but that is not a good for what I want to do. So I'm
Well, I
hoping
wish
my
you the
master.
very best of luck in becoming a psychologist. And with that, I hope you get inspired by the people that you meet and you write many more books for us to read.
I will
So
continue for sure.
I want to tell everybody again, this is Emiliya Ahmadova. Her book is Caribbean Tears. Please pick one up at Amazon or Barnes and Noble. And it's all over the web right now. So please pick up yourself a copy. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining me tonight with Arizona Wildcraft News. Oh, hold on before I go. Uh, Emily, your stories have a reminiscence quality as well as a resolve to conquer and get past the battle we face every day. So thank you, David. Oh my gosh, that was a very big thing. I had to say at the
Thank
very
you.
end, but thank
I will
you.
read everything. When this finish, I'll be able to read comments.
You'll be able to read all everybody's comments. But
Okay.
thank you very much for joining us this evening. It was a
And,
pleasure,
uh,
and
and
I'll be
thank you for
looking forward to
having me.
talking. I'll be looking forward to talking to you every other day as we work together on our projects together. And thank you very much, everybody.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Everybody,
everyone, for coming.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everyone. This is Arizona Wildcraft Entertainment News signing off, and I'm Leela. Bye, guys.